Hey, I'm TM, and this is Animal Man by Jeff Lemire, and you're watching Comic Addicts with SFon82.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Comic Book Addicts. That was my homie TM Nerdy, part of the Monday night lineup. Whether or not he is currently on Between the Lines or not, he is always part of the Monday night lineup. And how you guys doing, man? I hope everybody's having a great Monday so far. It's the start to a brand new week. It's Monday, April 22nd. It's Earth Day, so happy Earth Day to everybody out there. Yeah, I hope you're having a great start to your week. And super happy it's Monday. It's been a pretty good week so far, but it's been a kind of a crazy week so far too. I got a little story for you guys. I was on my way to the LCS this past Wednesday, and I got there, got my books, was checking out. Buddy, the shop owner, he was checking me out, and then I looked to my left, and I see a police officer running through the parking lot, and he dives and tackles on this guy. And there's just like an all-out brawl in the parking lot, like right outside. So my shop owner runs over to the door. We're standing there just watching the whole thing. But the guy gets tased and he gets arrested. The whole parking lot is full of cops. Turns out there was a drug deal up the road that turned into a high-speed chase, and a police officer actually got hit by the driver, and the high-speed chase ended in my LCS parking lot. So pretty crazy. I actually got a little clip I'll play you guys. I threw up a reel on Instagram of it earlier in the week, but I actually have this clip to play you guys. But that was actually what the parking lot looked like. And I was on my lunch break at work, so I was stuck there for a little while. It was interesting, interesting new comic book day to say the least. But it was a good one though overall. But the next day, in all the excitement, my shop owner forgot to tell me that my first submission from CGC would be back. So he called me the next morning and told me that in all the excitement and the chaos, that he had forgotten to tell me that my first CGC submission through his shop had shown up. So drove up there the next day after work, and I picked it up, and it's awesome. My favorite book in my collection. Got it graded. It came back an awesome grade. I actually got a picture I'll throw up here. It was given to me by a real special dude, one of my best friends that I work with. His name is Daryl Moore, and he gave me this whole collection of horror books. And I've just treasured these books, but I took my very favorite book out of that collection and had it graded, and it came back in 9.6, and I'm super, super proud of it. But I wanted to get that picture of me and him because that's a special book. That book has like a long, long story behind it, and a really cool story. And it sat in his closet for like 22 years before he gave it to me. So it sat around for a good long while. But anyways, Monday also means it's the Monday night lineup, and we got some big news this week. Got some big news to talk about. Council of Comics is now a part of the Monday night lineup starting this week, which I'm super excited about. And I wanted to extend a warm welcome to the guys at Council of Comics. And I really enjoy their live stream, and I'm super honored to have them part of the Monday night lineup. But as you can see, we have, other than Between the Lines, we got a full lineup pretty much tonight. Between the Lines, they will be back next week. So Between the Lines is not going to be going tonight. But other than that, we got a lot of good live streams tonight. It all kicked off with Izzy vs. NYC at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time with the Comic Book Weekly pull list. Then, of course, you got Comic Book Addicts at 7:30. New edition, the new kids on the block. We got Council of Comics at 8 p.m. Between the Lines, they'll be back next week at 8:35 p.m. Eastern Time. Roscoe and Phil, it's going to be at Geek Out with Roscoe next week. So come back next week for that. 22 Comics at 9 p.m. He'll be doing his top 10 alternatives. One of my favorite comic book live streams. He gives us his alternative picks to the hot list for the week. And rounding it off at 10 p.m., we got Cupo Comics with Monday Night Raw books. A lot of awesome live streams. So if you've never checked those out, be sure to check them out. A lot of good stuff. And Let's see what we got in the chat, because the chat is blowing up. I'm probably going to be way behind. We got Las Cruces first off, as always. He showed up this morning and said good morning, and he also came back at 12:13 p.m. and said hooray and said woohoo at 3:30. I appreciate you, Las Cruces. First, as usual, we got Shop for Comics, awesome artist in the community, and actually got some art that I purchased from him not too long ago I can put up on the screen. If you're interested in getting any original art done by Shop, he does these cool little pieces. But if you're interested in getting something done or just want to get something done for the fun of it, just hit him up. He's a real cool guy, awesome artist in the community. Let me go back to the comments here. My bad, y'all. I got lost in the comments because it jumped on me. Let's see. We got Las Cruces saying hello from New Mexico. Hello from Chattanooga, bro. Thank you for coming out, man. We got Wellbore saying Scotty. He's also saying what's up to Las Cruces and Shop. Says hi. Oh, Vogue says hi, Scotty, in chat. What's going on, Vogue? Thanks for coming out, bro. We got Comic Cap Collectibles. My buddy Rich, he says hello all. Hey, Scotty. What's up, Rich? I hope you're having a great week so far on this beautiful Earth Day. Tony Comiverse, he says good evening, Scott. What's up, Tony? I hope you're having a great week so far, man. We got Chris the Comic Vet. He says, what up, fam, watching from work? I hope you're having a great afternoon, evening, whatever time of day it is for you. I hope you're having a great day at work. Hope your work day is going well. We got Dave saying, yo, Scotty, what's up, dude? I haven't seen you in here in a while. Thank you so much for coming through, man. I hope you're having a great week so far. We got the comic. We got Chris saying, nice shirt, Scotty. Thank you, man. I'm wearing the Spider-Man meme shirt today. Just happened to have wore it to work, so just coincidental. Bobby De La Ghetto, he says, bad boy, what you gonna do? Absolutely. That is what the scene looked like at my comic shop. And if you're just showing up, we had some craziness at my LCS this past Wednesday. Yeah, that happened this past Wednesday at my LCS. A high-speed pursuit ended in the parking lot. It was crazy. But everybody was okay, though, other than the guy that got arrested. And he hit a police officer, and he got what was coming to him. There's a whole parking lot full of cops that were just foaming at the mouth for this guy, to say the least. But, I mean, you play dumb games, you win dumb prizes, right? We got Comic Cap Collectibles saying, did you get in your car and blast that NWA track? Actually, no, because I'm still afraid of the cops from years of being a criminal and living on the wrong side of the law. I still get super paranoid around police officers. So I stayed real close to my shop owner. So I figured as long as I was next to him, I was in good shape. So stayed real close to Buddy. And plus, Buddy packs anyway, so probably good to stay next to him. Bobby De La Ghetto says, shout out Daryl Moore. Absolutely. Sorry, y'all. Yeah, that's one of my best friends at work. He gave me a huge collection of horror comics. I'm just now starting to get them graded, which we'll talk about another one here in just a few minutes. We got my brother Marcus Circumstances. He says, what's up, homies? What's up, Marcus? Thank you for coming out, man. We got the Bronze Page comic. Sorry, man. He says, hey, Scott. What's up, Bronze Page? I hope you're doing well this evening. Thank you for coming out, man. Let's see. We're getting down to the bottom of the list. So, yeah, we had that craziness at my LCS. But then I've been getting these books graded that Daryl gave me. So that's kind of the big things that have happened to me this week. But moving on, I've been doing this thing on Comic Book Addicts the last couple of weeks where I have been putting these polls up on YouTube and asking you guys different comic book related questions and just kind of seeing what your answers were. And one of them kind of pertains to me getting my horror books graded. So we'll check that out. I want to bring my guest out. We got an awesome guest, and it's It's going to be a lot of fun. But first, I want to do this little segment that I've been doing the last couple of weeks that I've been having fun with, called YouTube polls. And it's where I ask you guys different comic book related questions. And this week I ask you for the first question. This is about me getting my books graded. Some of the books, no, actually, I got the wrong one up. Let me flip back. Yeah, here we go. I asked you guys I picked out 4 more books out of my horror collection that I want to get graded. And these are probably 4 of my favorites besides the one that I just got back. And so I asked you guys, out of the 4, which would you send off? And the first one was A Nightmare on Elm Street issue 1. And it had this really nice, it's a chrome foil variant. It's got a chrome foil trade dress. And the second one was Chucky #1, and that is on Chaos Comics. That's by Brian Pulido. The third one was Friday the 13th, issue 1. It was a convention exclusive red foil where Jason's mask is all red. It's pretty cool. And then the fourth one was Texas Chainsaw Massacre issue 1, and it had a foil trade dress as well. Pretty cool cover on that one. 52 of you voted, and 54%, over half of you picked the Nightmare on Elm Street issue 1. So that looks like the next one I'm going to go with. That looks like the next one that I'll be submitting to my LCS will be this Nightmare on Elm Street, because I liked them all and it was hard for me to pick between the two, so I let the poll decide. Our next poll that we did was about New Comic Book Day, and I said, it's that time once again, time to pick your favorite cover of the week. I highlighted my top 4 favorite picks. Out of these covers, which is your favorite? And I also said, if your favorite didn't make the poll, let me know in the comments. But out of 35 votes, 6% of you voted for Moon Man issue 2 by Erica D'Urso. Ghost Rider Final Vengeance issue 2 by Juan Ferrere got 43% of the votes. Penthouse Comics issue 2, cover A by Lyriz, got 23% of the votes. Avengers Twilight issue 5, the cover A, Alex Ross, got 29% of the vote. So out of 35 votes, the Ghost Rider Final Vengeance cover A got 43% of the votes and won cover of the week, which was pretty interesting. That kind of surprised me. Out of all those covers, I was not expecting that one to be the winner. But that was, though. But I've been having fun doing these little poll things. Let's see if we got anybody else in the chat. Oh, we got Brian LCS popped in. But yeah, we do have an awesome guest this evening, a first timer on Comic Book Addicts. Our guest this evening is somebody I discovered 3 or 4 months ago. I found him on Instagram doing comic book reviews, and I thought it was refreshing to see someone a little bit younger that seemed to have a passion for comics and be pretty consistently doing these reviews weekly. He's a really cool guy, and I thought we'd get him on Comic Book Addicts to see what got him into comics and find out more about this newer member of the comic community. So y'all help me welcome LJ Alfaro to the live stream.
Hello.
What's up, man? Welcome. How are you?
Not much. I'm good. How are you?
Good, man. Good. Like I was saying, how old are you?
So I'm actually 28. I actually just turned 28 at the beginning of April.
Okay, cool.
So not
Awesome.
super young, but not super old all at the same time.
Well, you're quite a bit younger than I am. I was born in 82, so I'm 42 years old. So,
okay.
And probably a lot of us are watching are a little bit older than you are. But I don't know, man. I thought it was cool. Like I said, I found you about 3 or 4 months ago, and you were doing these really good reviews. And I just thought it was cool, man. I just thought it was cool. And you're really consistent with it. And wanted to have you on to see what introduce you to the people that watch me and learn a little bit more about you this evening, man. So first off, how are you doing this evening?
I'm doing great, man. Yeah, that's really it. I'm just doing great.
Good, dude.
It's nice to be here.
Yeah, dude. I'm so glad that you could be here and hang out with us this evening. I love your reviews, but start by telling us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from?
So I live right outside of the Chicagoland area, and so it's Hammond, Indiana is where it's at. So I'm very close to Chicago, and Yeah, I've lived here pretty much my whole life. I used to live kind of more so in the country, but
Yeah,
I moved up to Hammond where it's a lot more city like when I was about to go into like high school. And yeah.
that's pretty cool. Well, what
Mhm.
what what do you do? And tell us a little bit of what are you all about? What do you like to do in your spare time?
In my spare time, so I do a little bit of everything.
Yeah,
I'm all over the place. So
I am too, man.
um
It's all good.
yeah. So I do a lot of gaming. So I
Oh,
whenever
cool.
I'm not at work, I game quite a bit whenever I can. I try and stream too, which just kind of getting inconsistent with it, but yeah, I try and stream, trying to do different things. Me and my dad like work on cars, sometimes work on houses, and do stuff like that. We've got a bunch of different things. I love Helldivers 2. I saw that just pop up. Also, Helldivers 2 is a great game. If you're a gamer and haven't played it, it's great. Um
Nice. Yeah,
so
I was
yeah,
going to ask you what are some of the games that you're playing? Where do you stream at? And
I
what are some of the
sh-
games that you're playing?
so I stream on Twitch. It's Asteroid LJ is what um my handle is. I go by. It was something that just came up when I first made my Xbox, which kind of will lead back into how I got into comics, but we'll get
Okay.
back to that in a little bit.
Okay.
Um so yeah, so that's my handle on there pretty much everywhere except for Instagram, which is hilarious to think about because my Instagram is what LJ the Smell J, and that's
Yeah.
got a
Yeah.
story behind it too. Um
Okay. Okay.
there's a
Well, let's
lot of different
explain
things
that.
that I've got. Yeah. So the games I usually play, it jumps between like Call of Duty, so I do like a lot of Warzone, I do a lot of that a lot of SPSs, so Valorant comes up every now and then. We also get into I've been trying to get into like Star Citizen. I've been trying to get into Ark Survival Ascended because of the new show that came out and stuff like that.
Okay.
And yes, just it you'll never know what I might play. I did play what was the Marvel's Midnight Suns. That one was really good.
Awesome. I've never
So
played it, man. I would love to play that though. It looks
yeah, that one's
awesome.
really good. So that one's a great game if you like strategy games.
Mhm.
And the thing is like it was perfect because it was made by the same people that made XCOM 2. So taking the turn-based strategy of XCOM and throwing that into Marvel was just really cool. And then the nice thing that they did make is that you can't ever miss your shots, which so much better. uh
Okay. What have you played the newest Spider-Man game?
no, I haven't. I don't have a
I hadn't either.
PS5.
Dude,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't either. I wish I could though. It
Yeah.
looks awesome.
I've thought about buying a PS5 just
I
for
have
that,
to.
but yeah, but I start going through the whole list of like, do I buy it? Because if I buy it, then I'm not actually going to uh, play anything else on it. So it's going to be a bad um, investment, I guess.
Yeah.
So,
So you say you also work on cars with your dad? That's pretty
yeah,
cool.
yeah, we've got a bunch of different cars. So we go from a Honda Odyssey to a 99 Prelude to 77 Porsche 924. So
Nice.
we're always just jumping through different things like that.
That's cool.
And
My
yeah,
dad's really into cars. My dad always worked on cars and
yeah.
motorcycles.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah, man. Well, what got you into comics? What got you reading comic books? I was curious about that. What got you in reading comics?
So the short answer would be the movies, obviously. I grew up watching, Tobey Maguire. I grew up
Makes
watching
sense.
that. And so I would get to that. The long answer is so back when the 360 released, Halo 3 was a big thing. I was wanted to play that, and I got my first 360 console. And when you would buy that, you would get two games with it: Forza Horizons, I think is what it was, and Marvel's Ultimate Alliance.
Okay.
And so, whenever I wasn't playing Halo 3, which was a fantastic game, I'd go back and do Marvel's Ultimate Alliance because it's like, I know Spider-Man. I want to play this because I know at least one character. And so
Right.
I'd play through that, and that was such a fun game. And my brother, who is older than me, kind of lived with my dad at the time, and he had a bunch of comics, and he gave me a few.
Mhm.
And I started reading them then, but then I really kind of fell off because I don't know, I didn't want to be a nerd, but now I embrace my nerdom very much so.
Right.
Um, so I read a little bit then, jumped off, and now
What
I'm
comic
back.
book?
I'm doing it again.
What were the comic
Uh,
books?
so it was a bunch. I actually have the little thing because I did not take care. I haven't taken very good care of them.
I didn't mean to cut you off, by the way.
No,
Sorry
no,
about
no, you're
cutting you
good.
off, man.
So this is the a bunch of comic books that my brother gave me way back when. Shout out to my brother Greg. I don't even know. I don't even think I read most of these just because I don't know, I didn't want to get into it, and a lot of it was like
Lady
X-Men,
F.
and X-Men is a bunch. But the one that I do remember I really got into was the Avengers Academy.
Oh,
And
nice.
so Avengers Academy became like uh, my favorite run that was out at the time. And so that got
Okay.
me like thinking about like how did we get to this point of the Avengers Academy, of talking like how did these kids get into the situation that they were there. And yeah, I started really loving those characters. So
Cool.
yeah.
So it kind of made you want to find out more and go backwards
Oh
from there.
yeah. Go
That's cool.
backwards, jump forwards, and stuff like that, and keep going with them. It was really cool. And then we got to the Avengers Arena, and that was a really crazy um storyline for them. Like, it's great.
Hell yeah. We had a couple people pop in. We got Kenneth Bird. What's up, man? Lady F, Lady Fantastic popped in. What's up, Lady F? We got Tate Prime. What's going on? Had a couple people pop in just now. So I found you randomly doing the Instagram comic reviews, and I really enjoyed them. I think that you do a great job, man, and that's kind of what put you on my radar. So how long have you been doing the comic book reviews?
Oh gosh, it hasn't been long. So the funny thing about it is I started doing those because I made a TikTok, and my
Okay.
TikTok was actually supposed to be for my streaming stuff, and I was supposed to start taking clips from my streams and putting them onto my TikTok and start promoting that more. And then one day I went to the comic book shop because I started going to it, and I asked my friend while we were sitting in the Discord call, like, "Hey, what if I just did like a new comics thing and put that on my TikTok?" And the first time that I did it, me and my friend, she was there on the TikTok call, or not on the TikTok, on the Discord call. And I'm recording here, and I'm just like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying to just kind of seem like I'm having fun doing this. And that's how it started. I just kind of started doing it. I wasn't planning on doing this. And then as I kind of kept going, I started to kind of change up how I did everything.
Yeah.
And now we're here to actually reviewing them, which has been great.
Yeah, man, it's going good. I think, and you're trying little new things. I'm noticing, so you're always trying to better yourself and do better reviews.
Exactly.
And yeah, dude, you're doing a good job, man. And that's part of the reason why I wanted to have you on here this evening is hopefully some of these people watching that have never seen you before, maybe they'll follow you on IG and start checking you out because you do really good comic book reviews, man. So I wanted to have you on here and kind of put you in front of some people because I think you're a cool dude.
Thank you. I appreciate that, because sometimes I'm like, I don't know if anybody really cares about this. And honestly, I think around the time that you started watching me, I was kind of like, I don't know if this is working on Instagram or TikTok. And you said something just like that was I really love your content. It's great. And it's like, that's what I needed to keep me going, like trying to go doing more of this and keep going forward and trying to like make content out of this. So thank you for that those words of encouragement.
Oh man, we all need words of encouragement sometimes. It's doing social media is incredibly hard on, and it can be really hard on your mental health in particular,
right?
Because you're putting forth a lot of effort and sometimes not getting any rewards at all. And
Exactly
so
right.
it can be really, really tough. So it's good, man. We got to boost each other up. When you see somebody
Hmm.
making good content or doing something well, let them know.
Hmm.
Like let people know.
Right.
It helps, man.
Yeah,
And
it
it
helps a
can give
lot.
you that little boost that you need to keep going.
Hmm.
So yeah, man, I'm real big on that. If I see somebody doing something, I want to let them know because it helps, man. It really can help people in incredible ways that you don't even think about or realize.
Oh yeah, it really does. Yeah, because I'm sure you didn't know that. Like I was like, I don't know if I'm going to keep doing this when you sent your first kind of comment, and
Yeah,
here we
no,
are now.
yeah, of course not,
There's-
man. I
Mhm.
saw that you were doing a good job and I wanted to acknowledge that. So
Yeah, it's
yeah,
great.
man.
I mean, and it was perfect. I needed that at the moment. It was great. It helped me keep going, and yeah.
Good, good. Well, you said your brother giving you the books kind of got you reading, and you were telling a story, and I cut you off, man. And I apologize. I
What
didn't
was
mean
my
to cut off
story?
your. I didn't mean to cut your
It's fine.
story off. But do you remember the first title that you really got into?
Yes, that was Avengers Academy for sure.
Really? Okay, cool,
Yeah,
cool.
it was really that one. I remember reading there was Terminator. There was just this random Terminator one that was in there. That was one I did really like as well. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was like
Yeah.
some Terminator one, and it was like not Kyle Reese coming back in time, but another person comes
Hmm.
back in time to help kind of like make sure that everything goes the way it's supposed to. And I
Okay.
think they die at the end of it or something like that. I can't remember, but I do remember reading that one,
Okay.
and it was great.
Awesome, man.
So
Well, what are some of your favorite characters? Tell me about some of your favorite characters that you're into. Of
so so some of my favorite characters, everyone always loves Spider-Man, but he's actually
course.
not one of my favorites. He's
What's up, Josh
he's like
Brown? Welcome.
he's up there. Yeah, he's up there, but he's not like my all-time favorite. One of my favorites is Reptile, and he's actually great.
Oh,
Actually, I'm actually got mine set up through OBS. So do you mind if I actually share my screen
no,
for a
go
second?
right ahead, man. Do whatever
Okay.
you want to do. And I
All
actually
right.
know
So
the
if we go to
character
this.
you're talking. Yeah,
Yeah,
Reptile. I actually have that.
exactly.
I have the
You
first
have
issue in my collection somewhere.
I don't have the first issue of this in my
You don't?
collection. I've got all the rest, and I just need that one, and
Oh,
I'm
dude,
I'm just
send
trying
me
to
your
find it.
address. Send me your address. I'm gonna send it to you.
Awesome. Yeah, that's great. Cool. So anyways, so back to this. So Reptile has become my favorite. That is one of the main reasons I really fell in love with the Avengers Academy. I know I'm small now. I
No, you're
actually
fine, man.
let's
You're fine. However you're comfortable and want to do this.
yeah. So I'm gonna pull myself back forward so that
Okay.
you can see me better. This is so I didn't really make it so that it's set up for you. So I've got my chat over on where is it? This corner here. That's for Twitch stuff. So nothing's going to pop up there. But
Gotcha. Dr. Fahu,
um
what's up, man? Welcome.
but Reptile was one of my favorite characters, and he goes through that whole thing because one of my favorite movies when I was a child was
Mhm.
Jurassic Park. So I was a big
Nice.
dinosaur kid.
Great pick.
So when I see this guy who is Mexican and is in the Marvel universe and has dinosaur powers, it's like, okay, I'm in. Like this is like the
Okay.
person. And then I look at him, I'm like, I kind of look like him. Like if MCU ever did a reptile thing, is like, hit me up. I'm ready to
You
do
know,
it.
I can see it. I can see it a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So he's one of my first ones. And then as you go through Avengers Academy, you kind of see him develop as a character, and then he he doesn't really date, but they kind of gets um uh, a relationship with Anya Corazon, which now becomes my second favorite character and
Okay.
my favorite spider person, which I actually have another picture up here of her. Oh, I guess I don't. But yeah, Anya from that. She's actually in the back corner over here too. So that's become one of my favorite covers that I have is of Anya Corazon, and then again, she's
Very cool.
Mexican, and the
Cool.
rep the representation of just me and my people are great. I mean, me as as my people, like, is kind of weird because I'm not that Mexican. I mean, full blood Mexican, but I don't speak a lick of Spanish, haven't been to Mexico, but still.
Well, that doesn't take
So
away from, I mean, your heritage at
right,
all. I mean, that doesn't
right,
take away.
exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, so those are my top two favorites, and then right after that would be Captain America, because I love
Very cool.
Captain his his MCU debut. I actually really liked. Like that was my first introduction really to him, other than like Ultimate Alliance and stuff like that.
Hmm.
And then once I saw that, I was like, wow, this is really good. Winter Soldier came out, and that's when I started buying the Winter. I went back and read the Winter Soldier comics. That what was it? Out of Time, I think was that run where
Hmm.
Captain America and Bucky comes back and everything. And just reading that, I was like, oh my gosh, Captain America is such a cool character. He's always striving for hope and always striving to do better every time you see him, up until he turns into Hydra and stuff, and then
Yeah.
we get a whole thing of that. So yeah, so that would be my third favorite. And then recently I've been really getting into Miss Marvel. Like
Nice.
I got
I
to
like Miss
like,
Marvel a lot.
oh yeah, she's a great character. How I feel like Miss Marvel is in the comics, she's like, there's like two people in the comics that I feel like always kind of have the way that they want to go and know what they're doing is right at the time. And that's Captain America. And I feel like also Miss Marvel is the same way with that. So they're always kind of doing what they think is the best for everybody.
Hmm.
And I I love that about those two. It's great. Captain America is very much the bigger, larger than life person, while Miss Marvel is just like all of us. We're just fans. We're fangirling over Wolverine while we're sitting in the sewers going through and attacking crocodiles with him, and stuff like that. It's like, so they've just been some of my favorite things that I've gotten out of Marvel. I haven't really jumped into like the DC side yet,
Hmm.
because I don't know, I just haven't really gotten there. I
Okay.
do read the Titans every time it comes out, and I've been really liking this new run that they have. I think it's, what is it? She's getting, or Raven's uh getting a crown or something. She's about to take over or something like that, and I find
Okay.
that kind of interesting. So
Cool.
yeah,
I'm not reading that run. I don't know anything about it, but it's
gotcha.
I know it was good for a while. I was on
Hmm.
it for a little while,
Hmm. I
but
think
nah,
the
man.
Beast Wars was really weird. I think because
Yes.
it jumped outside of that comic and started doing its own thing, where I was, because it was so abrupt to me, because I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know really what's happening. I didn't know that there was this going to be this complete tangent that I should be following for Teen Titans. So I'm like, oh,
Mhm.
I don't really want to start it now. So I'm just gonna keep reading the Titan stuff. And so it really felt disconnected. And then we just kept going. So yeah.
I I read that for an issue and then I missed an issue of it and fell off. But
Okay, gotcha.
I heard that thing. I heard that it was really good though. I heard it got really good for a while.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've been loving it. So
Oh, but dude, you had some interesting picks for, especially your favorite character. I like that, dude. Reptile. Nobody, when I've asked favorite characters, nobody's ever said Reptile before, and I totally wouldn't have expected you to say that. But it makes perfect sense, though. I guess it
mhm.
that's an awesome character. It's a great pick,
It
though.
is.
I really like Reptile, and nobody ever really talks about him.
I know he needs his own run again. Like I I think one of the reasons why I kind of started really getting back into comics was because of Reptile.
Okay.
And he got his own spin-off. I was just like, oh, that's cool. I've liked him from the Avengers Academy. I want to see more of him and where he's been at throughout the whole
Well, see, and that's exactly why I
universe.
wanted to have. That's part of the reason why I wanted to have you on, is because of the fact that you're in your 20s. You have a little bit younger point of view,
Hmm.
and I knew that you would have different opinions on things than maybe some of the other guests that are around the same age as me. And yeah, dude, that's really interesting. Some of the characters that you brought out, and really cool, really cool. You brought up Captain America and also Kamala Khan, which are both in that Avengers Twilight. And I seen you've been reviewing that one, and that's like
Oh yeah,
Shit, dude, that's one of the best books out. That's been so good, man.
it
How do you
really
feel?
is.
Are you enjoying it?
Oh, I'm loving it. Like whenever we get Red Skull as a bad guy, it is a great time because the Red Skull is such a good bad guy. Like he's terrifying. Like
Oh my god, I
his
know.
yeah,
He's so
his whole,
twisted.
yeah, he's so twisted, and it's great because it's a great comparison of like different sides. Like Captain America is usually always very straight and like knows where he's doing and knows what he's doing, where Red Skull is very much twisted and will convolute everything and get everything all mixed up so that it's a mess and you have to clean it up. I love that about his character.
Has
He's
this
one of my favorites.
is this your has this been your introduction to Chip Zdarsky's writing? Is this the first title you've read by him?
That I don't know. I'm guessing so because I follow characters. Like that's
Yeah.
how I've kind of been doing it. I've just been following characters. Like
Yeah, no,
if
that's cool.
Reptile's
That's
in
how I
this
used to
one,
do it too. I get it.
yeah.
That's cool.
So yeah, so I follow characters. You know, I think one of the main reasons I really jumped into like the Captain Marvel stuff is because I saw that Hazmat was in it for a second. I was like, oh, Hazmat's in it, and she's with the X-Men. That's interesting. I kind of want to see what's going on with that. And then I just kind of kept with it. And yeah, so but I think this would be my first time coming into his stuff, just because I don't really know any writers at the moment. I'm
Gotcha.
still learning the writers and who I think does a really good job and who I don't like, you know. So
You'll find, like, once you're in it a little bit longer, you'll find that there are certain writers that that appeal to you. And Chip Zdarsky, he generally writes pretty damn good books, honestly.
right.
So it didn't surprise me that Avengers Twilight was such a smash when I heard that he was doing it. It didn't surprise me too much. What are some of the other good titles that you've enjoyed reading this year?
This year, gosh,
What about the
there's
Ultimate
so
series?
many
You've been
things.
reading any of the Ultimate?
Ultimates, yes, the Ultimates has been really good. Ultimate Spider-Man,
Mm-hmm.
I really like. I know it's kind of gotten a little stagnant at the moment. It's like it's because, but I
They're
get it.
building. They're building.
Right,
They're
it's a
building the
build,
character.
right?
Yeah.
Like they came out strong with that first one, and like that
Yeah.
whole chat um between Tony Stark's hologram and Pete was just really cool. Just really that whole monologue that he gives him is just like, you have this choice, you can take it, but you don't have to. And
Yeah.
that whole thing was just awesome. And
Yeah, that was cool.
when we
Was
started
cool.
off with that, and then he's still trying to figure out what he's doing. I get it. I'm not upset that he's not out here fighting crime, busting bad guys up like it was second nature to him, because it isn't. Man's a dad. Man's got different responsibilities than
Yeah.
20 something Peter has. He's got to worry about kids. He's got to worry about his wife. I mean, I get it. It's not going to be the same Spider-Man that we've seen done 20 different times already. It's going to be a different Peter. And I love that about it. I love that he's different
I agree,
than
man.
everything.
I totally agree. Are you reading any of the other series? Have you read Ultimate Black Panther or Ultimate X-Men yet?
Yes, Ultimate Black Panther. I have been in. Haven't read the newest one yet. I've got that actually sitting right next to me, and I need to read it. It's just I just haven't yet.
Nice.
But,
that Boss Logic variant. That's awesome.
Oh yeah, that one was really cool. But yeah, I think that's been pretty good. I have never been a big fan of Black Panther, but I'm willing to give anything a try. And plus, he in 616, he's now a part of the Avengers with who is it? Captain Marvel, Scarlet Witch, Vision, the Falcon, technically Captain America, but yeah, Sam Wilson and him. And that's been really interesting. I also didn't realize that he's not king anymore in there. So it's just like, oh, he's like ousted. And this is interesting that they brought him in as an Avenger when even though he's like in a weird spot. So I've been liking that, and yeah,
That's cool, man. Cool. I didn't know. Are you reading the Ultimate X-Men? Have you checked that one out yet?
that one I missed the first time it came out, and I just haven't gone to grab it. I
It's
just
been interesting, man. It's which
has
I
it.
knew that it would be different with Peach Momoko doing it. Because I've
Mhm.
read some of the Demon Day stuff. Have you checked out any of the Demon Day stuff that Peach Momoko
Mm-mm.
has written? Okay.
No, I haven't.
Um, it kind of displays her writing and her interior artwork. You get a taste of all of that stuff with the Demon Day stuff. So I kind of knew what to expect a little bit, but I don't know, man. It's been different. It's each issue has explained a different character to us so far, and they're
Okay,
slowly putting together this team, but we haven't
right,
gotten there yet. It's just been a real slow burn so far.
right.
It's been good though. It's kind of got the feel of an indie horror book to me.
Okay,
Well,
gotcha.
I don't know. The first issue did. Maybe the second issue was more just indie, but the first issue
Okay,
was like indie horror.
gotcha.
It's
Yeah, I
interesting.
because I could assume that like in that ultimate universe, it would be very hard for the maker to suppress that mutant gene. So there's nobody's really connected. So the only persons he could take out would have been Professor X and Magneto from getting their powers or something like that, or
Yeah.
killing them before they do, or something like that. So I feel like it's definitely could be interesting just because I know that the maker is reshaping that world to be whatever he wants it to be.
Man, the Maker, that is such a twisted character. I love
Yeah.
seeing him, and that Ultimates book that's on pre-order right now, that's gonna be amazing. Like I'm already calling
Yeah.
it. That's gonna be a fantastic book. I already
I
know
can't
it.
wait for that one because Captain America comes back in that one too, right? It looks like.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
yeah,
So
I'm pretty
Captain
sure.
America comes back. I'm excited because, like I said, Captain America, one of my favorites. I can't wait for him to come in again and see how he is here. Because what he's not actually Captain in the Ultimates. He's Colonel America, right, or something like that.
I don't know I can't remember what they refer to him as, honestly.
Yeah, he's got a different name. I know that for sure.
Yeah. He's just old. Oh, old man Cap.
Mhm.
I don't know what they call him.
Gotcha. Also, I
Uh
just saw chat too. I saw Bobby DeLagato said you should cosplay as Reptile. Man, if
oh
you're
yeah.
into that kind of thing. I
Yep.
just saw that now, and yes, I actually am into that kind of thing. I haven't done it yet. I actually bought myself a sewing machine so I can sew my own
Nice.
stuff so I can make it all work. Like that is one of those things that I wanted to do. But I'm like trying to think of how I would do it right because I don't want to do just that, just the uniform. I kind of want to be somewhat um dinosaured, have the like be
Mhm.
reptile armed or something like that to be just, I want to. It is my next step that I want to do, but I haven't done yet. So cosplay is definitely on the table and will be coming hopefully soon. And we shall see.
I think that's awesome, man. I think that's really
Mhm.
cool. It's and it takes talent, man. Some of those people that cosplay are incredibly talented.
Oh yeah. Like I follow a bunch of the different cosplayers like Taya Miller. She made that her Mando suit, which was really good.
Mhm.
And I it's great. I love going to those things. I don't know if I'm going to C2E2 this year yet, but who knows?
Awesome, man. That'd be awesome
Mhm.
if you did. There's a lot of cool people going to be at C2E2.
David Nakayama is going to be there. Is that
Yeah,
how you
hell
say
yeah.
his name? Is
Yes.
that that's
Yeah.
how you say his last name? Okay,
Yeah.
because I know David. I just like I say it. I'm like I wonder if I'm saying it right every single time I say it, and like if I say his name like on a video, I'm like, um, is this the right way? Am I saying this wrong? Like I feel like I, I
No, you
feel
got it,
bad.
man. You're saying it right. You got it.
Yeah,
Now let me
yeah.
ask
So
you a question. This kind of pertains to your age a little bit, and
okay,
sorry to keep referring to that.
that's fine.
But do you find yourself being an oddball amongst people your age when it comes to the hobby, or do you have other friends that are into it as well?
Yes. Mainly because I don't talk to that many people outside of the friend groups that I have and
Yeah.
people that I work with because I don't go out that often. and
There's
that's
a lot
probably
of
why
us.
I'm also single. So, hey, whatever.
That's
But
okay,
yeah,
man. Dude, you got plenty of time. You're only 28
right.
years old.
You're right. Yeah, but still, so like you start. So, do I have a rough time with my peers? Not really. Most of my friends nowadays, they know that I love comics. They know that I'll read these things. They know that I'm a big Star Trek fan. They know that I'm a nerd, and I'm always going to be watching the nerdy things. I'm always going to have like an idea of it is, and so they accept it, and
That's cool.
that's been great. Is that I can actually feel comfortable in my own in who I am as that.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's good,
yeah,
man. That's good. I was just wondering if other people um around your age, if you knew anybody else that was reading or not. If you see,
Mhm.
like, when you're in the shops, do you see other people that are around your age, or are they older people, or
They are older mostly. I think there is one person that's about my age, and that's about it. And I
yeah.
don't really see anybody else, which is
Okay.
kind of sad. I want people to really like him because everyone loves the movies, but it's like whenever someone does a book and they make it into a movie. And it's just like it's never the same. It's like you gotta read the comics because the comics are so much better. You get so
Yeah.
much more meat into these characters.
Yep.
So that's why I started going into the comics too. Is just to learn more about these characters, to see what they actually were in the comics and how they live and react. So
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
mhm.
And like Lady Fantastic says, this is definitely a nerd friendly zone.
Oh
So
yeah.
we welcome all nerding out here.
Hmm.
What's probably the worst comic book? And I hate trashing people's writing or art because that's somebody's hard work. But what we're gonna go there. What's the worst comic book that you've read this year? Like, what's a book that you just couldn't even make it? Because there's been a couple books I've read this year that I just couldn't even make it through, dude. I couldn't read all the way through. Have you
Yeah.
encountered any books this year that you could not make it through?
I don't know if it was this year, but I know Marvel's Gods. I started reading that and I just wasn't in it. Like I couldn't get into the Doctor
God,
Strange stuff
yeah.
and all that kind of stuff. And then I read through all of what was it, the DC Outsiders,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
and honestly, I just never picked it back up just because it didn't entice me. It didn't make me feel like I wanted to keep going with it, and I'm just so yeah. Those are probably the two. I The only reason I started reading the Amazing Spider-Man is because they killed Kamala Khan in 26. So that's the only reason I started with that. And
The main run, the main
yeah,
Amazing Spider-Man run.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So that's another one that I'm like, I it's okay. I think now it's getting a little bit better, getting like the Sinister Six back and stuff like that. So I'm interested in that. Last year I did really like the Spider-Verse stuff. The end of the Spider-Verse, I thought that was really fun too. That was
Okay.
that as a good one. Sorry, like changing it to a good comic again. So one that I liked
Yeah.
was the Dan Slott Edge of Spider-Verse. I really liked that. Plus it had Anya in it, so
Yeah,
I
man.
I
Some
was
of those
already
are fun. Like, some of them are
Mhm.
not, but then some of them are a lot of fun.
Right.
Like that
Yeah.
Edge of Spider-Verse series that's out right now. There was that weapon.
Weapon X, yes.
Yeah, he was
Mhm.
cool. That spider, I thought that spider character was cool. But then, like, the last issue, I didn't really care for the Shi'ar spider. I can't remember her name, but I didn't really care for her as much.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's hit or
But
miss.
I think that's the nice thing about the Edge of the Spider-Verse stuff is that it can be whatever they want. And sure, this person doesn't really land well with the audience. So it's like, okay, we had one shot and it didn't work.
Yeah.
And that's fine. Um yeah, and that's a cool thing about that. It's just Edge of Spider-Verse can do a lot of different things, can be a little bit weirder and still come back and do just normal stuff or it I know that it's painting out that like I think the next big thing for the spider not spider society the web of the spider or something is going to be like the Sinister Six is going to be somehow a big plot twist in that, or plot point, because every single one of those Edge of the Spider-Verse has been against the Sinister Six. So it's like it's got to have something to do with them. At least I think. I might be wrong. I have no idea.
Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah.
What's up, Roscoe? Thanks for popping in, man. Appreciate you popping in, bro. He also says, make sure you all hit that like button. Appreciate that.
Always got to hit that like button.
Hell yeah.
And subscribe.
Yeah, speaking of that, man, if any of you guys are not following LJ already, please head over to IG at some point. And what do you go by on Instagram? Is it LJ _ the smell J?
Yes.
Here, I'll type it out.
LJ the smell J. Yep.
I'll type it out for people. If I can find the underscore. I always have trouble finding the underscore. If somebody could type it out in the comments, please, I would appreciate that. Yes, there you go, LJ. Thank you, bro.
Yeah, there you go. Yep, no problem.
But that's his name on IG. Please go follow him on there. He's doing some really good comic book reviews. He just started not too long ago. He's got a real passion for it, and he's doing some great reviews. So, yeah, for sure, go show him some love and some support.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
As a new member in this community, and it is, man. It's important that we what's the word? Oh my God. Like embrace each other and help each other in the community, man, and build each other up. It's important. Thank you, Marcus, for sharing that.
Yes.
There you go, Marcus, with the link. Thank you so much, man. And we got Biggie Shack saying the purple color background is cool too. Yeah, he uses that in a lot of his reviews on IG and does different lighting, and he's been playing around with different angles and really cool stuff over there. Doing a real good job.
I try and do different things. I'm also, so my main job is actually a stagehand. So I'm around creative stuff all the time. So
that's
it's like
very cool, dude.
So I'm always trying to think of that. And one of my my coworkers actually does a podcast for this area, and I go help him all the time. So I'm always kind of like bouncing things off of him, like, hey, did this work? Did this not work? What do you think about what I'm doing on this? And it's always great to have his feedback. He's one of the best, honestly.
Wow, that's cool, man. Stagehand, that's awesome.
Yeah, stagehand, and I'm lucky that I found a place that's close to home, so I don't have to go into the city all the time, which is fine. I was like, the city's great, but I don't want to go in there all the time. It's a mess to drive in and out, especially on like show days and stuff like that. So luckily my work is like 5-10 minutes away from my house and pretty easy traffic. Yeah, so it's perfect. Only problem is it's not a full, it's always on call, so we're not like in there every day. So that's the big rough part, but it's fine. So make things work.
But you enjoy doing it though?
Oh yeah, it's great. It's great. I've met some great people through that. We always have new problems to solve and new things to learn every week or every time that we come in. It's always something different. It's always very similar, but always just a little bit different. So then, yeah.
So it doesn't get stagnant. You don't feel like you're just doing the same old routine every day. You got a little something different to look forward to every day.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's like, hey, is this input list right? And I was like, no, it's not. Oh, well, now we got to go through and rework it because you guys didn't send us the right writer. And it's just like, it's so many things go into it.
That's awesome, man. Where do you pick up your books at? Do you have a certain shop that you go to pick up your comic books?
Yes, I have a certain shop. So on my Wednesdays, I have planned out a whole day. Actually, this Wednesday, I have a haircut appointment at the beginning of in the morning. So I'm going to go do that. And then I go to a meat shop that is very close to the haircut place and also is kind of on the way to my comic shop.
Yeah.
So then I go to my comic shop and grab all my comics. And the comic shop name is 10th Planet.
Planet.
Yeah, nice. The 10th Planet. Yeah, it's really cool.
Lorenzo,
when I first started going there, it was in a different location, and then they moved closer, and I was just like, this is even better. Like now this I can have a whole kind of system of like how I go. So my Wednesdays has become my day of like, okay, well now I know what I'm doing. At noon is when they open, so I can leave around 11:30ish. It's like a 30-minute drive to get to it. There's a few closer, but I just really have fallen in love with this 110 Planet. Is honestly great.
That's cool.
So yeah, so I start my drive, maybe go there first. If I have a haircut, then I go to the meat market first. But yeah, that's my routine. So every week that's how I do it.
I love that, man. I love that you make like a special little routine out of it, because I kind of do the same thing, dude.
Exactly. You
Every
have to.
Wednesday, like I'll stop and I'll get breakfast. And my shop owner buddy, he's like an 80-something-year-old old man and loves
Mhm.
coffee. So I'll stop
Okay.
and get breakfast, and I'll get myself some coffee. I'll get him coffee, and I make a whole little morning out of it. I go get my books, take him coffee, and it's a good time, man. And I make a good time out of it. And sounds like you do
Got
the same thing. You got your haircut, and you got
Mhm.
your meat market. You pick up all your steaks or whatever you want. And you just
Yep.
make a fun little day out of it. That's cool, dude.
Oh
I
yeah.
like that.
Yeah, gotta keep a little bit of a routine, because there's some days where for a while it's like I don't have a routine. It's just like, man, I don't know what day it is anymore.
Well, you
Especially
got
when
to
there's
make
no shows on.
you have to make fun for yourself. Like
Exactly.
you can go through life every single day and it's going to be boring and stagnant and the same old routine. Sometimes you got to make fun for yourself, like work some fun into your routine. Because I mean, if you work hard all week, you deserve it, man. Like
Right.
we all deserve it.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah.
let's see. Getting back to comic books, let's see. Now we'll skip that one. What can you? See, what can people do if they want to support you, man? If they want to support what you're doing, just basically follow you and check you out on IG.
Yeah, follow me, check me out on IG if you want to get into more of the different things I do. I stream, like I said, I stream on Twitch, Asteroid LJ. It's way more gaming. You can follow me on TikTok at Asteroid LJ as well. So there's a few different places you can find me. And
Awesome.
if you come into Twitch and you start talking about comics, that's perfectly fine. I'll start talking about my favorite comics and start talking about the different things, because I can. It's my stream. I can do what I want with it. If it becomes if it turns into comics, I was like, I don't care. I'm gonna still play the game, but comics will be a fun thing to connect with people with. So yeah,
Awesome. Now,
that's the easiest ways.
Yeah,
The easiest ways to get to connect with me.
Okay, cool. Well, we were talking about a little bit about the MCU earlier. Do you keep up with the MCU? Are you watching all the movies and the shows as they come out?
I don't watch every single one of them, but I do watch most of the movies.
Do you?
So yeah.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
What have
I've
been
seen
some of
all
your
of the new
favorites?
ones. Some of my favorites. I feel like the easiest one that I feel like is a lot of people's favorites, like at least what I see, Captain America: Winter Soldier, is definitely one of my favorites.
You're a big Cap fan.
Yeah, that one was really good. The bringing back of Hydra was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Me and my dad actually have been recently rewatching Agents of Shield, so that's just been a great show. I mean, obviously, I've watched it all the way through already. I'm just going back, and because why not? I really liked Miss Marvel. I also really liked the Marvels. I know it's not like the best movie that came out, but it's still good.
Yeah.
I mean,
I thought it was pretty decent.
Exactly. And I think people didn't give it the time of day. And I don't know why, because it was great. And honestly, Aman Vellani has been just great as Miss Marvel. Like
she loves what she's doing and it shows.
Yeah, it's great. I love her. She's great.
She is great. Yeah. Agreed. I think a lot of people don't like is it Brie Larson that plays Carol Danvers?
Yeah.
I think a lot of people just don't like her. She just rubs a lot of people the wrong way.
I understand. I get it too. She kind of does for me too, but The last thing that I saw her in that I actually really liked her in was Lessons in Chemistry. Lessons in
Never
Chemistry,
seen it.
that show on Apple TV was
Mhm.
really good. She was very much the perfect role for her. She's like, you know, how like Patrick Stewart's role is like Professor Xavier or Captain Picard. Really, it's Captain Picard. If you think it's Xavier, you just haven't seen Star Trek yet. So yeah. So yeah, those are his like roles that he'll be remembered by. I feel like Brie Larson should be remembered for Lessons in Chemistry because she did such a great job in
I'm gonna
that
have
one.
to check that out, dude. I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
write that down.
Yeah, because it was good. I mean, it's set in the 40s, 50s. I think it's the 50s because it's after World War II. And she's a chemist. She loses her job. And then someone comes up to her and is like, hey, do you want to be on TV? And she's like, no. And then kind of brushes it off, but then ends up taking the job and she teaches people how to cook. And she has like a whole crowd of women coming to support her all the time. And she's telling them, like, yeah, do whatever you want because society shouldn't tell you couldn't. And it's great. She's just a powerful person. Love
Sounds
Lessons in Chemistry, Phil Treehouse. Yes, it was a great show.
sounds very cool.
So
Yeah, I've got it written down, so I'm gonna go check that out. I don't have
mhm.
Apple TV, so maybe I can do like a little trial and then cancel it later.
Yeah. Yeah, that
We'll
one was
try
really
that.
good. Also Monarch, Legacy of Monsters. That was also really good on there too.
Yeah, shout out Legion of Comics. He's always he was posting about Monarch a lot on his
Okay.
Instagram.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was a good show.
yeah, some of the different members of this community were into Monarch. I remember. Did you get a chance to see the new Deadpool Wolverine trailer earlier
Oh,
today?
of course I did. Like,
Holy shit, man! How did
yeah,
you feel about that?
I can't wait. I'm so, you know, because it's MCU and it's just like it looks like it's gonna be great, but I'm
Hmm.
also like, I don't know. I'm gonna leave it open. Like it could be bad. Like so I'm like I'm hoping it's gonna be good, but I'm also expecting it to not be all at the same time.
I think
But
it's going to be really good, man. I really do,
I
and
do too.
I'm loving some of these little Easter eggs, like the
Mhm.
Liefeld sign with the what's it say? Something about feet. It makes a reference to feet on the Liefeld sign.
Oh, it
Um,
doesn't.
yeah, which if you're unfamiliar, Rob Liefeld was teased about the way he drew feet for years throughout his career.
Oh,
So they're
really?
making a reference to that in one of the Easter eggs in
Oh,
the
that's
trailer.
awesome. I
Yep.
didn't know that. That's cool. I
Yeah,
love
man.
that they have those little Easter eggs in there too. Makes it
Really
great
cool.
to kind of like go back and like if you know it, it's great just
And
to
then we're getting
laugh about it.
all the different rumors about who's going to show up, and
Mhm.
we're getting different rumors today. A couple days ago we had the Taylor Swift album drop, which I'm not a Taylor Swift fan,
Mhm.
but apparently there was a Taylor Swift song where she references being dazzled or something in one of the lines, and so now people are
So
thinking Dazzler again. So
she's gonna be
uh,
Dazzler. Yeah, that'd be hilarious.
but she did, though. I will say one thing that's kind of that I didn't really find too convincing, but I will say one thing that kind of is Ryan Reynolds' daughter is featured on Taylor Swift's new album, so
Oh,
they are that close.
hmm. And we did see Ryan Reynolds and or no Blake Lively and Taylor Swift at like the football games together too.
Yeah,
So yeah.
yeah. Just feet. That's what the sign said. Just feet.
Oh, okay, nice.
Liefeld's just feet. Deadpool's going to be good. Don't even trip. Yeah, man. I think so. I think it's going to be really
Yeah,
good.
I I hope so. I'm going to keep it like yes, I want it to be good. It's probably going to be great. Honestly, I'm just having that little bit of a skeptic just to keep my mind at ease so that you know if it's not great, I'm
Now
not gonna be too upset.
let's hear your prediction on Dazzler. Does Taylor Swift show up as Dazzler? What do you think?
So I've heard a few different things. So
Yes,
I
Brian.
heard that she could be Dazzler, and which would be great. I think that'd be a great role for her. But I also heard that she could also be Lady Deadpool.
Yep, that
So
was the first thing that they were saying for a little while.
yes.
So
So I mean, if she's either one of them, I think that'd be great. And also, if she just makes a cameo as Taylor Swift in it, that would be hilarious in
that
itself
was
too.
another thing. That was
Yeah,
another possibility that she could just show up as herself. That was another. I think
yeah.
people
So
just want to see her in this movie. I don't
right,
know.
I
I
think it'd
don't
be,
know.
I think it'd be funny. Like, let's be real, anything can happen. We're going through the different timelines, and we're doing different things. I'm open to whatever is going to come out of it.
Yeah, we're gonna see the Fox universe characters. We're getting Jennifer Garner's Elektra for sure.
Mhm.
Um, which I think a lot of those characters are probably gonna be like just short cameos. They're probably just gonna get killed off really quick.
Of
Um,
course,
and it's gonna be awesome, glorious. I don't know. I have high hopes for this movie.
yeah. I mean, I hope it's going to be good. That's all I can say.
That would be amazing, Phil.
Yeah, Tay is Spider Gwen. Yeah, that would be interesting.
That would blow people's top. People would blow their. That would blow people's minds if she was Spider
Yeah.
Gwen. Yeah.
Hmm.
Taylor Swift in a Spidey suit, yeah, dude, people would go crazy.
Yeah, really.
Yeah. Let's see. What about the X-Men, man? You've been keeping up with the X-Men 97 series?
I have been watching the show. Yes, it has been really good. So to preface, I didn't ever go back and watch the original series.
Yeah.
So I'm just
You
picking up
didn't
right
really
at
need
X-Men
to.
97.
You
Yeah.
didn't need to necessarily. It's okay. I
Right.
mean,
Yeah.
you can go back later.
Yeah. If I really want to, I can. So I am just jumping in there, and I have a okay knowledge of who the X-Men are. So I'm like, okay, I can follow this pretty easily.
Mhm.
So yeah, I've been really liking it. I think the last episode that came out was really good, but not as good as the rest. Like
Yeah.
honestly, the one right
Yeah.
before that, remember it? Like
Yeah.
you
Oh,
really,
that was fantastic, man.
it was,
It
it
was
was great.
amazing.
That was such a good episode. And then we jumped into like Professor Xavier still alive, and then yeah,
Uh,
it was just
dude,
like
and you guys are probably going to be mad at me about this, but I don't want to see Xavier come back. I would rather
I
not see Charles in the series at all. I would just rather him be gone.
honestly, I'm here for it because I feel like it's been working differently to have Xavier gone in
Yes,
this. And
I
I think,
liked it. It was
yeah,
different.
it's different. It's weird to have Professor Xavier gone, but it also gives everything that the X-Men do a lot more weight because they don't have that safety net of, oh, Professor Xavier is going to be here and he can sort through a lot of this stuff that we go through. It's like,
Mhm.
no, Cyclops has to be on top of his game. Magneto has to be on top of his game. Everybody does. Like you can't just get away with anything, really. I feel like he's the blanket that's going to make them feel a lot more at ease.
Yeah,
And I don't think they need to be. I think they need to be a little bit on edge. I think they need to kind of feel out of place because they are. But yeah,
and
I mean, it's
another thing is like, how will the human population deal with the fact that they all thought that Xavier was dead, and now
exactly
all of a sudden he's just going to come back like, hey
right.
guys, what's up?
Yeah, it's like, hey, I didn't die, and
I was just
so
taking a
then
break.
yeah, just taking a break. It's like I didn't die, and so now they're all going to think like, well, they're
April
liars now.
Fools.
Yeah, April Fools is like, oh, yeah, then now you guys are all liars. We don't trust you even more now that Professor X comes back. So it's gonna be rough.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think it'll be good for mutant kind. I don't think it's going to be
Hmm.
good.
No,
Well, are
yeah,
you picking up any of these facsimiles when you go to the comic shops and you see these nice shiny foily reprints on the shelf? Do you pick up any of the reprints and facsimiles, or do you just skip over those for the new stuff?
I've been just sticking with the new stuff. So
That's okay.
facsimiles are just reruns of older stuff. If
Yeah,
am I correct in that?
yeah,
That's what it
yeah. It's
is?
just a
Okay.
reprinting of an older issue.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, no, I have just been staying with new stuff, the new current up to date of what's happening in the Marvel universe. I always want to say the MCU, but it's
Yeah.
not the MCU, it's the Marvel universe. So yeah.
Well,
And
that's
not
cool,
because
man.
I don't want to, it's just I don't know, it's different. A lot of the times whenever I'm reading my comics, it's usually through my phone. So I'm just
Digital, yeah.
that's why a lot of my Marvel stuff, that's why a lot of the stuff it is Marvel, so that I can take the codes out of them, read them when I'm at work, when I'm in the car going somewhere and doing stuff like that. And so I can just kind of have a moment. I mean, every once in a while I'll open them up. Especially like, Titans I can't actually read because it's not Marvel. It's not on there. And then there's the Star Trek ones I always sit down and read, but then it makes it so that I have to have like a set time. Like, okay, I need to read this now before I go and do other things or before I game or stuff like that. So
Gotcha.
yeah. So but I don't know. I don't know why. Maybe because I don't know those storylines that well. So I don't even know if I would even like them as much.
Right.
So I haven't decided to go back.
I feel you.
That
That's cool.
yeah.
There's nothing
So
wrong
yeah.
with that, man. You just haven't
Mhm.
decided to venture backwards that far yet. Maybe
Yeah,
one day
right.
you will, maybe you won't.
Right. Like I've
Okay.
gone back as far as what Civil War, I think is about as far as I go back so far.
Yeah.
So it's not super far back, but it is kind of far.
There are,
Because
I would say though, if you have a chance, there are some really good storylines, and I'll throw one out there off the top of my head that you definitely should read: Secret Wars. If you've never read the original Secret Wars, you check
okay.
it out, man. It's fantastic.
I've heard good things. I mean, obviously the covers have always been, the big ticket things, is like the first black suit Spider-Man showing up
Yeah.
and everything. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
there's some pretty iconic covers in that run.
Mhm.
DC Kingdom Come, that's another
Okay.
masterpiece. I could send you a couple that you just absolutely need to pick up and read that are
Okay.
I consider masterpieces. But yeah, man, I'll
Mhm.
send you some recommendations. I'll give you some
Definitely.
homework.
Mhm. Okay, cool. Yeah. I'm down for it.
You're like,
And I
screw
get
you, man.
yeah, no, I'm good. And no, yeah, I can do it. I mean, a lot of the Marvel stuff I could probably find it on Marvel Unlimited, which I'm subscribed to,
True.
so I can read some
True.
older stuff. So then I'll just pick them up there, and it's like, hey, I'm finished all my new comics. I'll just go back and read that.
Yeah.
Because right now, whenever I'm finished, I'm just jumping back into Miss Marvel stuff. So like I've been going back to see what she's been up to. I don't remember what I've gotten past. I think I just got past like Civil War 2 and stuff like that.
Awesome.
And I can't remember exactly what happens, but I was going through that, and yeah, I honestly, one thing that irks me, that I don't know what happens with it, and maybe there's something that happens in the middle of it, but Bruno
Mhm.
and her like not actually being together, but she's like with Miles Morales now. It's just like, bruh, Bruno,
What
she's been your
happened?
best friend all this time. Like,
Yeah.
you gotta give him a chance.
So you think
And
that
so
she got rid of him way too quickly, and for
yeah.
Miles?
Yeah, well, I don't know the whole story. Like
I
I
don't
know what
either.
happens in
I
Civil
missed a
War. So
piece.
yeah, so like I wanna see the transition to get to that point of like, okay, why is she with them and not with like Bruno? I feel like I feel like at the end of the day, no matter who she picks later on, it should be Bruno. It should always have been Bruno. But
We got some pretty hardcore Spidey fans in the chat. Brian
oh yeah,
LCS. Brian LCS may know why
okay.
Miles and or how Miles and Kamala got together. I don't know, maybe not, but
Mhm.
there's some people that are watching that may know. But
Right.
anyway, is there anything else that we haven't covered that you want to talk about? Do you got anything coming up as far as like your Twitch or your IG or anything that you want to talk about?
Nothing really. I think Twitch, I might after this go live, but it's still a might.
Yeah.
I'm I love that you say I'm consistent, because a lot of the times I feel like I'm not consistent. Like
You're
this week,
pumping
like
out
I feel
reviews
like
every week after New Comic Book Day. You're pretty good about pumping out reviews.
yeah, but like the last few days, like I haven't done a thing. Like I haven't recorded anything. I haven't put anything out. But
That's
Yeah.
okay.
It's, I don't know. Its consistency is my downfall at the moment. Is that I'm just not consistent. I'm not consistent enough in my own head, I think, is what it is. But yeah, so I don't, nothing really. Other than that, I might be going live today. If I do, it's either going to be Ark Survival Evolved or Call of Duty, maybe even Valorant. It's one of the three. That's about
Awesome.
it.
So what were the games what were the games again?
Ark Survival Evolved. That one's like
Okay.
a dinosaur game.
Okay.
Call of Duty. So
Call of Duty.
just Warzone or Valorant, which is a team-based FPS.
Awesome.
Kind of like a mixture of CS:GO and Overwatch is the best way that people describe it.
Cool, man. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Well, dude, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us tonight. It's been a lot of fun talking to you.
Mm-hmm. It's been great talking to you. Honestly, it's great to nerd out with people. Honestly, like, so.
And I hope hopefully this is this introduces you and what you're doing to a lot of new people. Hopefully a lot of these people in the chat will go and give you a follow and check you out, because guys, he's doing some really good comic book reviews and definitely worth the attention. So if you're not following him, please go check him out. LJ the Smell J on IG. Definitely worthy of your follow. So go check him out if you have not. And again, man, thank you so much, dude. It's been a pleasure. If I can ever be of any help to you in any way with anything that you're doing, man, just hit me up. I'm always glad to.
Cool. I'll definitely hit you up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude.
Awesome.
And
thank you.
Thank you, everybody that came out tonight. The chat's been awesome tonight. The chat's been popping. You guys were really cool. We had a great chat. I really appreciate you guys. Anybody that came out to support and
Phil's Treehouse. I'm sorry for stepping on your stuff.
No,
Thank you for the also cool SM7B. Yes, I spent way too much on this. It's it's expensive mic. So yeah, because I am an audio guy. So had to get the nice mic.
Well, maybe you can teach me some stuff about audio, because I don't know a whole lot about that.
Okay, gotcha.
So,
yeah, we can move things,
exchange advice.
Exchange knowledge. There we go. That's the right word.
Good. That's cool, man. Awesome. Yeah, but thanks to LJ. Thanks to the chat. I want to thank any of you guys that are catching it on the replay. And let's see, who do I got next week? God, I don't know why I always blank out on who I have next week. Oh, dude, next week we got a good one, guys. We got artist Brian Silverbacks. If you are not familiar with Brian Silverbacks, go check him out on IG. He has been doing some brilliant paintings and posting on his IG here lately, and he's been hitting some conventions all over the Southeast, it looks like. But his paintings are absolutely beautiful and brilliant, and he's going to be on the show next Monday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. So Comic Book Addicts 65, Brian Silverbacks. And again, I thank all of you guys that came to hang out with us tonight. I really appreciate you guys. I hope that you'll come back next week and hang out with us as I talk to Brian Silverbacks. And we will end it like I always do. Hold on, let me clear my comments off. I always forget to clear my comments off. But anyways, we'll end it how we always do, with a little Biggie Shack. Thanks for coming out, guys. See you guys next time.
I'd say that one is a banger, man. It's a real certified banger, dude.